Sanji, born as Vinsmoke Sanji and also known as Leg Sanji, is a pirate and the chef of the Straw Hat Pirates. He is the fifth member of the crew and the fourth to join. He is the third son of the Vinsmoke family, which makes him a prince, but he renounced his title and disowned his family twice after leaving Germa 13 years ago and after Big Mom's treachery toward the Vinsmoke family. Since he was born at North Blue, Germa Kingdom. He is the first Straw Hat not to originate from East Blue. He is one of the top 4 fighters in the crew alongside Luffy, Zoro, and Jin. His dream is to find the rumored All Blue, which is where East Blue, West Blue, North Blue, and South Blue meet along with their wildlife, a chef's paradise. His first bounty was 77 million berries after defeating Jabrov CP9, but his photograph failed and replaced with Duval's photo. His second bounty was 177 million, but only alive by the request of his father Vinsmoke Judge. After escape from Todo Land, Sanji's third bounty is 330 million berries, but change the text from only alive back to dead or alive and print his surname due to his connections for the Vinsmoke family, despite have thrown his surname Vinsmoke. His current bounty is 1,032 million berries after he defeated Queen, an all-star of the Beast Pirates who is Judge's former colleague, but no longer has the Vinsmoke surname in his bounty and became the fourth highest in the Straw Hat Pirates after Luffy, Zoro and Jinbei. During his childhood, he was born as both a prince of Germa Kingdom and a failure due to his modifications was seemingly prevented by his mother Sora. His father, Vinsmoke Judge, abused him and his brothers bullied him. He lost all respects for almost all of his family and hated them, except for his deceased mother and his sister. When he finally manages to escape with the help of his sister, Judge allowed him to go on one condition: to never tell anyone about their relationship. After Sanji left, Sanji broke his family ties and raised with Zeph as a true father. He was forced to marry Big Mom's 35th daughter Charlotte Pudding by Judge as his pawn for his goals until he learned he and his family were also Big Mom's pawns and had been tricked by her, and learns Big Mom's true intention is to kill him, his crew, and his family during their so-called wedding, leaving Sanji heartbroken and shedding his tears. After that, he has turned against Big Mom by ambushed and tying up a guard in the infirmary to see his sister Ryuju. He learned about his past and the wristlets were fake from his sister and encouraged him to leave with Luffy and the others and leaving his family to die. But he and Luffy formed a temporary alliance with one of the worst generations, Capone Beach, to save his family overthrow Big Mom during the wedding ceremony. After rescuing his family, he officially disowned them, except for his sister, Ryuju, as his family for the last time, and demanded them to never show their faces around him or his crew ever again. After Whole Cake Chateau collapsed, Sanji and his friends are preparing to escape Todo Land until Pudding, who honestly fell for Sanji, showed up to insist that he help make a substitute cake for the eating disordered Big Mom. After finished the cake to distraught Big Mom too after it by Beej and the Fire Tank Pirates, he returns to Cacao Island to help Luffy to escape. They were surrounded, but until Germa 66 arrived just in time to fight off against a Big Mom pirate squad led by the fourth son of Charlotte family. Oven to escape Todo Land. After escape Todo Land, he refused to try out the raid suit and considered the Vinsmoke family to be a curse due to his father, Judge's greedy ambitions, and the fate of his biological family to be betrayed by other strongest organizations, such as both the Big Mom Pirates after they've deceived them in forming an alliance with them and the world government for their failed attempt alliance with Big Mom and severed their ties with the Germa Kingdom. Sanji is one of the crew's top 4 fighters, having the third top bounty not direct indication of strength or fighting potential after Luffy and Jin. Occasionally, Sanji will take on an opponent explicitly weaker than Zoro's. An example of this is when Sanji fought Jabrov CP9, who had a slightly lower power level than Kaku, who lost to Zoro. The introduction of Doriki during the CP9 arc is one of the only times in the series that opponents' strengths have been measured numerically. Although Sanji is primarily known for his incredible leg strength, the rest of his body is shown to be just as superhumanly strong, including his arms, which enables him to use an array of handstands for his fighting style, which makes him much more versatile in certain combat situations. In his first appearance, Sanji held full body up by the neck unsupported with one hand before even displaying his lower body strength. One particular example of his inhuman strength is shown during the Skypia arc. While riding on the Going Merry, he was capable of lifting a large mallet that looked to have weighed several tons before using it to slam an impact dial that was sitting on top of a barrel, needless to say. The impact would have most likely busted a hole on the Going Merry's deck had it not been absorbed by the dial. Another example of his physical might is seen when he was able to hold Absalom in place by gripping onto his leg, despite the latter's reinforced muscular structure, and being struck multiple times while doing so. In the same fight, Sanji could hold Nami above his head and keep her balanced while receiving countless attacks to his body from Absalom. In Water 7, Sanji was also able to easily restrain Chopper and Heavy Point from going to treat Usopp's injuries. In the non-canon 6th movie, Sanji was shown lifting an enormous cooking pot and physically flipping a giant meal over. Post-time skip in Zoo, Sanji was shown lifting a huge pile of wounded minks with little help. After his 2 years of training, his body has become much more stronger and faster, being able to break the neck of a pacifista with only a kick, critically damaging it. And not showing any trouble afterwards, something he was not able to do before the time skip, or being able to break a Kairoseki cage just with kicks, as seen in episode of Luffy. When he reunited with his family, his younger brother Yonji attempted to reprimand, causing Sanji to attack him, leaving him with a dent in his face, while Sanji emerged without a scratch. This is noteworthy as Yonji used to bully Sanji in the past due to Sanji not being superhuman like his siblings. His brother couldn't believe that Sanji was able to best him as he was a weakling 13 years ago. Later on, Sanji was able to match his father Judge, the leader of Germa 66, in a duel, and his newly improved strength left his father and spectating sister in surprise, with the latter referring to him as a beast, finding it hard to believe he was the same little boy from back then. Later in the same arc, Sanji matched Charlotte Defuku and Charlotte Oven in strength, and in the Wano arc, Sanji overpowered Page 1, able to kick him over with one leg. Sanji's speed, agility, and reflexes are tremendous. In fact, his speed rivals that of Brook and even Luffy's Gear 2nd. In his first fight against the Krieg pirates, Sanji moved so fast he appeared like he was disappearing and reappearing. At Little Garden, Sanji avoided machine gun fire from Miss Friday, and in Jaya, he dodged Mont Blanc Cricket's gunshot at point-blank range. Even when up against a lightning-fast CP9 and their formidable Rakushiki techniques, Sanji proved his mobility by countering Khalifa's Saru with ease and forced her to the ground, causing the assassin to marvel at how fast the cook was. And he mustered up enough centrifugal force to slightly break through the guarding power of Blueno's Tekai with a single kick to the side. Sanji was able to dodge an onslaught of blows from oars, causing Luffy's shadow to get annoyed. Due to fleeing from the Akamas in the Kamabaka Kingdom for 2 years, Sanji's already impressive speed increased massively. Sanji was able to dodge Virgo's kick when it was centimeters from his face, and in Dressrosa, he took out a sniper who had Sanji in his crosshairs, who was 16 meters above the ground, and claimed it was nothing to Viola. Sanji was confident that he could avoid a point-blank shot from Pudding, and he proved fast enough to dodge Charlotte Katakuri's jellybean projectile from several meters away. An exceptional feat, as Katakuri is an extremely skilled Kenpun Haki user and could not foresee Sanji being swift enough to dodge his shot and was surprised by Sanji's reaction. In the same arc, while Pound was trying to defend Chiffon from Oven, Sanji was able to instantly kick Oven away and grab Chiffon without neither Pound nor Oven noticing. Also, during the time he spent running away from the Akama on the Momwaro Island, he developed both the Blue Walk and Sky Walk, techniques similar to the Rakushiki's technique Geppo, enabling him the ability to swim at great speeds and fly respectively. Under the former pirate captain and adoptive father, Zeph's strict training, Sanji has created and mastered a kicking-based martial art referred to as the Black Leg style. His legs and feet are extremely powerful, able to smash boulders and effortlessly defeat creatures much larger than himself, like Bananawani and Mamu. His legs also imbue him with superior agility, and his speed is close to superhuman, as he was easily capable of outpacing the super-fast CP9 members. He has also stated that the reason he fights with his feet is that he does not want to risk damaging his hands, as he needs them to cook. Though handstands aren't prohibited. He is also able to use one-handed handstands and execute consecutive back handsprings, as seen during his fight with Jabra. In the same fight, Sanji unleashes a new move, Diable Jam, the power to heat his lower legs to a temperature so high that they glow bright red by spinning rapidly in place, which causes his attack to be more powerful. After spending 2 years running away from Akama, his sprinting abilities have reached a point where he can momentarily run underwater, using a Geppo-like technique he calls Blue Walk. Not only is he not slowed down by the weight of water as he was during the Arlong Park arc, But he can run to a degree of incredible speed, as fast as a fishman. Usopp has also stated that Sanji's speed is on par with a fishman, who are at their physical prime while underwater. He is also able to leap and run much farther than most humans. He has then improved this to using his version of Geppo in a move he names the Sky Walk. Whether or not his proficiency with the technique is on par with other CP9's members still remains a mystery. Also, after the time skip, it's been shown that he can now utilize fire in his strikes similar to his Diable Jam. This is partially due to the trauma Sanji endured from the last 2 years, so much so that simply reminding himself of it causes him to burst out in flames through sheer anger, which he shows after easily defeating the gigantic fishman Watatsumi, using hell memories while in this mental state to engulf the massive foe in flames. Due to his innate genetic modifications awakening from his raid suit, granting him an exoskeleton, augmented muscles and speed, combined with his own trained Busoshoku Haki. All this lets him use much hotter flames, resulting in the new move, Ifrit Jam, making it easier to land powerful blows against even Queen, an ancient zone user who has cybernetic enhancements and Germa 66's own technologies, sending backwards a great distance and making him bleed. As for using his actual attacks, Sanji has a very large number of specific kicks and techniques he uses to fight with. It should be noted that he does not call out an attack name whenever he kicks someone or something, but for important events and fights he usually will. Most of his attacks are said in French and are usually cooking food terms related in some way to the specific portion of the opponent's body that he's targeting or to the nature of the attack itself. In the 4Kids English anime, the attacks are changed to be funny-sounding, non-existent food items that have something to do with the target area of the attack.